Now, have I got Tony here?
Yes, Judge.
Splendid. And is it Jordan?
Yes, Judge.
Excellent. Good Lord, everybody's so funereal in black. Now, Tony, who are you with?
I'm with my father.
Your father's also Tony, correct?
Yes.
Tony with an I and Tony with a Y, correct? Do stand up. Do come forward. Now, Tony, Dad, I'm going to need your assistance during this case for a variety of reasons, not least because I think you're going to agree with me throughout this case. Do you know why? Because I think you're a good barometer of what sometimes young people do and the mistakes they make. You agree with me, don't you?
Yes.
Yes. Sometimes young people make terrible choices. They make appalling choices, correct?
Well, we were all young ourselves at one time.
I know at one time. I know. In the distant, very distant past, you know? So you're going to help me.
OK.
Thank you very much, sir. Jordan, you and Tony were friends, correct?
Yes, Judge.
And in 2011, the two of you were very close friends.
Yes, Judge.
And so the two of you, in June 2012, decided to conduct a bit of experimentation together, that you were going to move in with each other. Now, for the avoidance of doubt, when you were moving in with Jordan, did you believe you were moving in as a girlfriend of his, or was it just friends?
Just friends.
That's true for you, and that's your honest reply, correct?
Yes, Judge.
Now, I presume, I don't know, that when you move in together and you share space, the reality is you come to an adult arrangement as to who's going to pay what, correct?
Yes.
Before I ask you about that, can I say, Tony, I'm just a little bit of a nose about this, because some of this doesn't make sense. Did you want a little bit more from Jordan? Would you like him to have been your boyfriend? Nothing to be embarrassed about. Some people have all sorts of peculiar tastes. You understand?
No, Judge, that wasn't the case.
Not at all?
No.
No aspiration?
No, he was more like a brother to me.
Correct? True, sister over there? There was no romantic intent?
Well, for me, there was a bit.
Well, sort of... That's me, we're not on a blind date. When you say there was a bit, what sort of bit? You know, 10 being madly, irretrievably in love, so in love that you're so lovesick, you might end up like the last scene in Romeo and Juliet. That's a 10. By the way, it didn't go well for them, just in case you haven't read it, all right?
Yeah.
Or a 1 being, I quite fancy you, Grange Hill style. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Where were you on that scale?
About 4 or 5.
About a 5. So you were sort of an average love story on Coronation Street. That's where you put it.
Yeah, I would say that.
Now, in 2012, when you moved in together, the flat was in your name only.
Yes, Judge.
You were primarily entitled to housing benefit, correct?
Yes, Judge.
When you moved into the flat, did you notify whomever the landlord was that he would be moving in?
Yes, we both went down to the association and sorted it out.
And they agreed to put you on the bill, but they were aware that he was also occupying it?
Yes.
What was his responsibility going to be in the first months? Bear in mind, you moved in June. What was his responsibility financially?
We were going to split the costs. Jordan was going to pay for food and essentials.
Where do I have that in writing between the two of you? Did you write it down?
No, we didn't.
Well, here's the thing that I need to ask you. Did you get your housing benefit?
No.
Of course not. You must have got another benefit. Which one?
It was JSA, Job Seekers Allowance.
Job Seekers Allowance. Out of that Job Seekers Allowance, from June when you moved in to December, 6 months into the tenancy, how much did Jordan pay you for things?
He was paying 1 week and I was paying the next.
1 week what?
1 week for food and necessities, and the next week I was paying for that.
Now, I want to be clear about that. The first 6 months, there wasn't a problem, is your point?
No, there was no problem.
Exactly. Some weeks you'd pay £57,
Yeah.
and some weeks she'd pay that sum.
Yeah.
Understood. Who kept a record?
Neither of us kept a record, Judge.
Dad, what do you make of that?
I was not too impressed when I visited at any time.
I can imagine. What do you mean you weren't impressed when you visited? What was the state of the house?
Well, any bills were just thrown in the chair. Typical teenagers. Typical.
Say that again, sir, so I can hear.
Typical teenagers.
Oh, you're a very helpful witness. Typical teenagers. Understood. What happened after 6 months, sir?
I found out that I had been sanctioned from my benefit.
You were sanctioned. You were sanctioned, as I understand it, because of a clerical error.
Yeah, I ticked the wrong box on the form.
What box did you tick?
It was the income-based.
That should have happened for a month, correct?
Yeah.
And so immediately you went straight down to the job centre and you said, there's been a problem here, this needs sorting out. Did you do that?
Not straight
Did he
away.
do that?
No, Judge.
How long did it take, madam?
It took quite a while. He
It certainly
actually
did.
had my father take him down to try and sort the issue out.
Did you go with him, Dad?
Yes.
What happened?
The same procedure. He's got to go through the proper procedure to sign on again.
Did he do that?
Not there and then.
Not
He was
there and then?
Given a date.
Sorry?
Given a date to go back.
Did you go back? Did you go back? What's the opposite of yes?
No.
Sorry?
No.
For more Judge Rinder cases, click here. And if you've got a legal issue yourself, get in touch with us by clicking over here.